I'm gonna start recording now. Welcome to session 12, everybody. Very cool.
Hello.
Yay.
Very cool. DP. I have a simple question to ask before we begin.
Well,
Is everybody ready to begin?
Yep. Yes.
close enough.
Ooh, damn. Okay, I see. See.
All I have to do is trap the Rathalos, and I'm finally done with this stupid lizard.
Oh my god.
There's also something Kalis
I
would
mean, Kalius is literally just a fantasy
You'll just
version
be
of a
off in
monster.
the corner.
Oh my god, guys, stop it! I need to fucking hunched over in a corner. Anyway.
Be off in the corner, just he's like, "What are you doing? Hunting?" It's just him playing with little tiny figures of dinosaurs.
No, it's
I
Monster
would.
Hunter Try. I'm sorry, it's Monster Hunter Try.
Oh.
You cannot prove differently.
Finally, I have you where I want you, where I can kill you. Oh no, please don't kill me! Too late! Ah! Then
I jumped
And then
20
we, do
feet
the,
and
then we do the thing we think where I'm going, where somebody says, Gallius, it's like, knock on my door next time.
Listen.
Knock.
listen, Lester. You're the
What are
one.
you doing in there? Drugs?
You're the one. You're the one Lester who like keeps his nose in the book, completely oblivious of his surroundings. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Did you
Well.
see anything? No, Gallius, I did not see you playing with your dolls again.
Yeah, okay. The last we left off, you had a little think, all of you, where you can find this particular beetle to find Titia. Some of you have, have really no clue where to look. While some of you, because of your fucking background and studies, you had two choices, and you chose with Nihilum's idea, the Imperial Nature Institute, which is basically biggest and the largest biological knowledge available, and it would be relatively easy for Nihilum's position to actually acquire information for this one particular beetle. Didn't know exactly where to go. Well, because there's many places. But also, Nihilum, you kind of did have a moment with Iskil the Void Dragon, sharing your memories with it, and she sharing memories with you, although not very voluntarily.
Mhm.
You made it to one of the parks. They're basically just a reservoir, a preservation park for basically most, if not all, species of wood, and the usual life on the surface, in the Golden Plains. Try to look to see if you can find anybody that could help you out with your problem at basically at evening. You did find an individual by the name of Sir D. Frank. Just call him Frank. Yeah. You found Sir Frank. You didn't recognize it first, but after a few moments did recognize you. And while he's not expert on your your quest, he definitely knows who is. Although their whereabouts are currently unknown, they're somewhere in the expedition. And knowing where you live, Nihilum, he said that he will deliver the information by a courier of the whereabouts of your individual that is known for their it's very, very large, very wide knowledge of beetles. And well, besides that, Nihilum, you're kind of close home. So I guess you kind of did offer everyone to come to your home. Now, last we really left off, all of you proceeded to fly the Void Dragon Iskil away from the park, knowing that your knowledge will arrive eventually to you, and you head out south. And this thing is extremely fast. 2.5 dozen miles south from where you were. For everybody else, unfamiliar land of golden plains, hamlets, small settlements, all very old, ancient, but well maintained and opulent, the word I could use. You see one of the bigger hamlets, which of course, Nihilum, you recognize as your family's home. Second. Sure. As it's evening, the night is setting in. Well, despite it's night, there are plenty of candlelit posts surrounding the vineyards and your main house, Linnea household. And technically, since you are the lady of the house, I have a simple question. How would you arrive on the Void Dragon? Would you just like park? You just descend into the courtyard? Just
Please, sir.
I'm back.
Please, madam. Your garage is this way. She just flies into a garage full of void dragons.
You know what I like more than knowledge? Void dragon.
No, but honestly,
I ride a
would
new
say-
dragon every day.
Yeah.
Save
I
a
would
Viking,
say
ride a dragon.
Yeah.
try to find something of an open field. Best to avoid destroying everything in my path, my path. So that we're close enough to the home, but not landing
Oh
directly
yeah,
on something.
there are plenty of vineyards that are well, it's evening, nobody's working them because it's basically it's growing, it's not even harvesting. So yeah, clearly a patch of clearing can be found relatively close to your household. And yeah,
Wow.
crush. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. It's wait, hold up a second. Mahet, can you roll me a history check?
Yes, I can.
Oh.
Buster,
I have you
Buster
IQ
can
test?
also roll a history check without
Okay.
Alright, my new dice.
Cat sleepy.
actually Grimcloak. Kalius, you also can roll me a history check. Because
We all
actually,
can roll a history
actually,
check.
Can I
all of you.
Yes. Thinking of-
also history check?
Alright, I will check the history of this shit.
All of you have a different reason for a history check, either curiosity or an actual.
5.
I don't like that.
I don't
I'm gonna
give a
use
damn.
that.
Neil, why are you rolling history?
There we go.
Good job,
But you
Lester.
guys know my home better
Prefer
than
that
me.
one.
Except
That
for
was
me.
funny.
I'm just like, man, nice house.
So,
That's
K-
certainly a house.
Kalius looks around, grass, gold, the wines with premature grapes. Everything is gold. Looks nice. Shrugs. Okay. God damn it. Well, for Nihilum, yeah, everything is nothing has changed in whatever time has been. It's by the way it looks, it's been maybe like 9 days since you've been uh in the vineyards outside of your household. You've been here your basically entire life. You can basically figure out how many days have passed by just looking at the grapes. It's just that easy. So at least there's some good knowledge that you didn't skip accidentally years, because there's no actual confirmation how much time has passed um since you were kind of like gone in your little wacky adventure at the very beginning. Um, Grimcloak. Um, Something about this vineyard. It brings you a bit of memories, a sudden recollection somewhere. And after a bit of thinking, you realize, well, a few years ago, when everything was still well and good, and when you were before you donned the mask, you remember these fields being a talk of the local nobility, the lower nobility, the envy of the quality of grapes, how they're only grown or feasibly grow in the Golden Plains, as some of your fellow companions back then tried to grow these particular vines in your own surroundings, but they never adapted. Because apparently it makes extremely sweet yet delicious wine.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, quickly look around. And you immediately know that this is the Innominatius vineyard. Basically, any good tavern, a tavern that would consider itself high class, has at least a barrel or at least 24 of its bottles, as it's considered one of the best wine producers in the whole empire when it comes to popular opinion.
Nice.
Mahet, you feel bitterness about this place, and you smell sulfur.
Sulfur?
Sulfur.
Noted.
So,
I can't feel bitter about a place that's exploded.
How would you like to proceed? Also, will you bring along the Void Dragon to just like accompany you?
I mean, he's not gonna come into the house if that's what you ask.
Unless they have a form.
Technically,
Yep.
they're not allowed in the house. No, I'm
No extraterrestrial dragons in the house. I told you many times.
No, the extraterrestrial dragon has to wash his feet before he comes inside. You don't know where those feet have been. They could
Fair.
have been on long dead worlds.
Honestly, I think. I mean, is there a place around where technically it wouldn't be an inconvenience for Void Dragon to stand there?
Well,
Hard.
technically, the courtyard, which is the main entrance to the household. Mind you, this is a massive place. Your house. It's not a small little house. It has held banquets with up to 1,500 people. It's wide and big enough for accommodating a single, a bit larger, but still just a single dragon. Although
is gonna follow us. She's gonna follow us.
are you gonna just ride into the back to your home on top of it, just like, yeah, look what I got.
Yes.
Mommy, Daddy, look what I found.
She's an adult.
Fucking comes back with a void dragon and a fucking t-shirt saying, I went to the desert for 10 days and all I got was this stupid shirt and a void dragon.
Very specific type of midlife crisis.
Her parents walk in. What have you got there, Nihilum? A smoothie?
A smooth. The massive head of a dragon. Oh, well. If you're gonna Nihilum, you're gonna ride the dragon just like a beast of pride, just strutting through the empty lamp-lit streets. Is everybody else riding it, or are you just gonna walk by it, around it, or I guess behind it, or in front of it?
If Neelam's riding the dragon, I don't see why it wouldn't be appropriate to ride the dragon as well in there.
You assume she has manners. But fair.
Mm-hmm.
Just as long as you don't go crazy with power, Nihilum, and start killing everybody. That would be character assassination.
I'll try my I would say as soon as we actually arrive on the door, she would also get off the dragon. Yeah.
Well, to put it simply, it's not easy to enter it at the beginning the courtyard, you know, because it's a sealed off, it's a walled off place, and there is a small moat with a impressive stone bridge, and there is a massive gate that can be opened with two massive doors. And there is two chairs. One is completely empty, and the other has a guard on it sitting, kind of hunched over for a few seconds, trying to figure out what's wrong with him, until you realize he is just asleep. Second, let me find it. But yeah, there's one guard asleep by the gate that basically goes into the household, or just the courtyard, and then the court. So, would you wake him? Would you just?
I mean, considering our circumstances, I would say it's actually better for us to not have someone watching us, but then again, if there was some intruder, it would be bad.
Also, you might want to inform your guards.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, I think Needham would try to get his attention.
That's my question. How?
Dark Iris. No, let's see. I would use Minor Illusion to make him feel like it's raining on him.
Lester, what are you typing that it's so loud? Goddamn. Okay.
His resignation.
Dear folks, I am in deep shit. So you mimic a bit of rain trickling rapidly onto the guard's helmet, as all of a sudden he wildly awakes from sudden sensation. Just and then looks blankly at you, Nihilum. Stands up and completely oblivious on what you're riding until slightly the dragon tail just slightly tilts above you. She wanted to, would you assume, salute you and say something, but then he just freezes as he just sees two slits for eyes staring at him.
As even what Turtle would say. This time you can be lucky it's just me. Just be happy it's not my mother or father. I'm glad you're awake now. Don't mind us. Stuart kind of look forward, trying to get the dragon to move again.
He takes a step to the side, looks back at you. Milady, what is he doesn't get to utter anything, but he just points and you can see his hand tremble.
Hey, can I get off the dragon then?
You can.
Okay, then let's get off the dragon.
I would say, I feel like that's none of your concern. Don't worry, I've got it handled.
He immediately composes himself and kind of gets to attention. Right. He then immediately looks behind and unlocks the gate and starts opening the two very heavy doors to each side alone. And after a moment, they swing quite openly, enough for all of you, even on the dragon, to just walk in on top of the dragon. As he huffs, looks back, looking at the dragon, immediately looking at you, Nihilum, gives a proper salute and says, "Welcome home, Lady Nihilum."
Thank you. Gives him a nod. And
Despite that,
looks back forward.
Despite that, all of you can see the guy is scared shitless. Either by a mixed several layers, let's say. Nihilum, probably because of the dragon, but also because you, a nobility, a significant nobility, just caught a man sleeping on his job. Which, whew, that has some consequences of their own.
And I'm deciding to not fire him. Isn't that great?
Yeah, isn't that great? So, you stroll into a massive courtyard, and it's, well, in the courtyard there are several gardens to the side, massive ones, with their own little fountains and walkways, a massive marble opening that is basically currently empty, but where you assume a lot of festivities could take place. And, well, then there's the house. Massive, standing proudly. Ancient architecture, but well maintained and kept. And you do see immediate. Okay, you know what? Let's make it a little fun game. Everybody, perception check. If you want, ahead, you can use your passive
perception.
Yeah.
I can?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm Well, I'm German today.
Welcome to the club.
Can I use my passive perception die if at least have a 13? See, this is what I mean.
Grim,
This is
you
what.
already rolled.
Nah, I'll keep my 9. Don't worry.
Bless is distracted. Reading a book.
The architecture.
Yes.
This Art Deco?
Oh god. So, quickly glancing around Mahet and Kalius, you see a very big, massive house. Many windows, 3 stories tall. A lot of space, a lot of place to look around. Immediately you see, somewhere in one of the gardens, there is what seems to be an older halfling that fucking sees the dragon and immediately just goes prone, like just jumps on the grass and hides in the bushes. You look at the actual windows and you see one young looking elf in this black and white attire and a lot older human lady, also in similar attire, suddenly looking at the courtyard, just kind of casually glancing, and then seeing in the courtyard just the white dragon, and immediately closing the windows. And you can see through the surrounding windows that they're not like closing all the windows, but they're running. They're running away from the window somewhere into the house.
It appears the dragon has made an impression.
Perhaps it would be better to dismiss them before we make too much of a scene. We don't want the guards called on us. It would be quite the hassle.
I can assure you they wouldn't call on this estate, but you might be right. Better not to disturb people around us.
Don't forget we still have to owe them some food.
And I'll take care of that as soon as possible. As she would walk over to the halfling. Sorry, go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does my character have any understanding of why he dislikes this place?
You can roll me an insight check.
Sure, a self-insight check. Goes to therapy.
just all of a sudden.
I'm gonna DM you something.
23.
Therapy successful.
My therapist is a good one. Schizophrenia really coming in clutch.
Yeah, I remember that. That's been a while ago. What about it? Hold up a second.
Is that why Mahed doesn't like this place? Is it that?
No, actually. That'd be funny.
Would be really funny though.
A side tangent to that question. Eventually, you will not in this campaign, but eventually there will be a time where that little encounter will be resolved. Anyway,
Thank goodness.
yeah. Anyway, oh god. Okay, you think for a second, and genuinely something about this place brings you bad memories. You really have no clue why, and clearly it's something to do with sulfur. And then for a second your mind just goes, explosives? Something of the sort.
Like, see, while they're doing all their things, I'm just gonna slink back and follow the smell of sulfur.
It's not apparent anywhere. It's literally you smell sulfur, but it's not from any particular place. Yes.
There, I deciphered it for you.
He blew himself up. Fucking hated it.
Right.
Hmm.
So,
So, question is, right? By all means, you all see that some people that are native to this place have noticed that you're here and are cowering because of the void dragon. Would you tell it to the rest of the party? How would you relay this information? And also, Dion, would you just stroll up, pass through the courtyard to the actual door that leads to the actual main?
I wanted to go to the halfling, basically to get this over.
Oh, you
with.
don't see the halfling. Only
Well, he
Kaylee's.
hid, but I saw him hiding. Right?
No, only Kalius and Mahet.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
All the rest of you, well, you didn't see anything. Wait, did you roll it?
No, I didn't. I wasn't sure if I should roll too.
Oh, well.
I mean, I can roll if you want.
Yeah, you can roll. See if you can. I just told everybody to roll it. What it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, you realize. Wait. So the halfling you know, the halfling is the gardener by the name of Pip. He has been your gardener for your family for about 5 decades, give or take. Clearly a druid, yet denies us origins of being a druid severely. You look at the windows and you recognize the older human lady as Nasha. Second. Write the name. Nasha. She's basically one of the caretakers of the household. The younger elf, clearly served by the way she dresses, but you haven't seen her before. And, well, you can clearly see the panic in all of their faces, as there is now a creature, a dragon, in unfamiliar coloration in their courtyard. How would you? What would you do?
Yeah, I would go over to the halfling.
with the dragon?
No, I got up from the dragon.
yeah. You get off. You walk a few dozen feet, and you can hear the bushes wiggle as you don't see him, but you can basically hear his presence. As all of a sudden you hear a shh, shh. Stay very still. I'll move.
Kind of leans closer. Why?
There's a fucking dragon in the courtyard.
I know. I brought it.
Head pops out.
Fuck.
You what? Nihilum! Fucking shuts his mouth, looks at the dragon. The dragon looks at both of you. The halfling submerges back into the bushes, staying quiet. After a few seconds, reemerges, looks back at both of you. Points. Huh?
Don't worry, it's fine. I promise. I could explain. Technically, I'm gonna remove her from the. You don't happen to know what dragons eat? Well, I suppose I could ask her. She kind of walks back to the dragon. I wanted to
Okay.
give you your reward. What
Well,
would you like?
well, here's the thing. When you walk back, you see the door opens up. Its wings open. And you see an older human, about 6 foot tall, brandishing a long sword and wearing this like quite official uniform. Not a sir, more like a officer of sorts. And he takes careful steps looking at the dragon. And then immediately he spots you, Nicolum, wandering back to the dragon as he yells out, Miss Nicolum, stand aside.
Here comes the cavalry.
No,
Are
no,
we
no,
all
don't worry.
riding
That's. Oh, sorry, go
on
on.
top of the? Are we all riding on top of the dragon?
Yes,
Rex?
you're all on the dragon.
Well, I'm walking next to it, so
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
get
I
off.
got up.
Kalis
Um,
would probably slide off, kind of dusting off sand on his clothes, as he seems particularly agitated by how well groomed everything is in comparison to him.
The person in question, Nihilum, his name is Alexander. He is the captain of the guard of this household. He's responsible for security and has basically been the martial teacher for you, your siblings, and your father when he was younger. He's about 70. But just because he's 70 can kick ass. Seen plenty of times, even in old age. So how would you respond,
He-
Nihilu? Just no, it's
Nihilu
fine.
would kind of step, kind of step in between the dragon and him and say, "Don't worry, it's fine. I've got it handled. There's no danger happening. I promise."
He looks at you, looks at the dragon, takes a very deep breath, and then sheaths his longsword back into his sheath. Very well. If I may ask, what is this? He
She's
then
like, "What?
looks,
The dragon or the people?"
then suddenly acknowledges that there is more people on the back, and of course, then sees Grimcloak. Well, actually, he then grabs a stone out of his pocket, and after a few seconds starts to walk from the main door through the stairway to the courtyard, kind of observing the dragon. Well, I am quite curious what company you have. Additionally, I never seen this kind of dragon. Is this some sort of arcane illusion? He seems to have genuine curiosity looking at this thing as it looks back at it.
No illusion. It's a long story.
Very well. He then, for the first time, actually oversees all of you. Looks at you, Grimcloak, and says, "Why the mask?"
There are many reasons. Here. And I make the bag appear with reasons.
He's gonna look with skepticism into the bowl and grabs one. What does he need to roll?
D20.
4.
4. I avoid taxes this way.
His eyes sharpen. Listen, Blester, Nihilum. You would know with a passive history check. Depending on the severity, you could face prison time or execution for avoiding taxes in the Empire. He grips his sheath again on the great sword and on the long sword says, I assume this is some sort of jest.
Indeed.
I nod.
Indeed.
I know too.
Very much so.
We all know.
He releases
buddy.
he releases the grip. Funny.
I have my reasons to hide my face. Let us say, if my identity is known, it brings misery and despair.
I see. Well, Danny Meal looks at you, Nihilum, gives a salute. Lady Nihilum, I welcome back to your house. Your parents are currently away. The house is kept in order, and nothing to report. No messages, no couriers, no invitations of any kind have been delivered.
Thank you. Probably best that my. Thank you. As she would turn to the dragon again and say, "Your ward. What would you like?"
Alexander looks.
Souls of the innocent.
Alexander looks with curiosity as you ask this dragon, and the dragon tilts his head, looking at Alexander and you.
You may not eat my servants.
It is of cloth and gold and sinew. I wish not to. Looks back at you, Nicolum. It lingers its head back and then speaks out a number. 714. Can you roll me a history check, Nihilo?
Mm-hmm. History. 29.
714 is a particular barrel that has been marked in the 4th era because it's basically was the 714 of the 4th era. That barrel or barrels has one of the most sought after wines in the world. It is almost 3 centuries old, extremely well preserved, and one barrel, which could fill about 1,000 glasses, is about 700,000 gold pieces. It's kept for special occasions, for whenever a new emperor or empress of the Doran Empire is coronated, and sent to them if a new child of your family is born, for very specific events, one in a century or a decade, not like every. And there are 7 barrels still present in the cellar.
He would look at her and say, "Fine, 1 barrel, 1.
1.
No right." Turns around to Alexander. "If you would be so kind, 414 for the dragon."
7:14.
Don't ask questions.
You say that to him. His face flinches. He knows what it is. He grinds his teeth a bit, looking back at everybody. Are you sure, lady?
I think I know better than to decline a wish from a dragon in my courtyard.
With a sudden sigh, it looks at the dragon, looks back at you, and gives us a simple bow. Shall be done then, my lady. He grabs 2 stones from one of his pockets that are sending stones, and he proceeds to kind of just walk away from the dragon and all of you clearly having a conversation. After a good 20-something seconds, from the main doors comes a familiar old lady, Nihilum, Nasha, who doesn't run but kind of sprints towards you and then slows down seeing the dragon. Avoiding its eye contact, looks at everybody else. Young lady, welcome back home. Should I prepare dinner? Rooms for the guests? Looks at all of
That
you.
would be amazing. As Nihilum kind of looks at the group, is there any certain things you need in your room? Feel free to turn to me or Nasha.
Shall remain outside if you do not mind.
All right. She looks
Be
at the
too
other.
much to ask for a access to the library. Should you have one?
That you could see a look of consideration. Her brows kind of furrowed with a sigh. You may have the key. It's fine.
Oh. The old woman nods politely and says, if you need any assistance from me or any servants, do not shy to ask. And I shall order to prepare supper.
Thank you.
Begins to looks at the dragon once. Her face becomes slightly paler. She looks away and starts to just climb back the stairs. Alexander comes back and says the barrel should be here within several minutes.
Thank you. As she turns to the dragon. That should be all then. Thank you.
Very well. Gives a salute and walks back through the door to the house. Kind of leaving you all basically by the beginning of the stairs to the actual building, and well, surrounded by a big dragon made of void.
Shall I say it? I just look at the dragon. I wasn't expecting you to dine in fine wine.
Its head looks at you, and in your head you hear a voice.
Huh?
Because I know what's good.
You not. Clearly you do.
what all of you be doing? Because now you're just kind of awkwardly outside. Because clearly, Nico, this is your house. This is your right. You can go anywhere. You don't need to wait patiently by the door.
She would turn to the others and say, if you need anything, if you want to wash up, go to the library or look at your rooms for free. There should be servants around here. Make yourself at home.
Claude just turns towards the rest of the courtyard and just heads off somewhere in the gardens.
Yeah, there
A moment.
there are plenty of like benches with tables, clearly for like, outdoor activities.
Well, then I'll sit near a bench near the dragon. I'm gonna observe it drinking wine because I am curious now.
Bluster, Kalius, Mahet, how are you gonna?
Ah. You don't suppose we could get a tour?
Nihilum kind of looks at him and it's like, it's some rooms are in disrepair. It's
I put my hand up. It's just like, it's fine then.
no,
Our-
it's fine. I can just avoid those. Come inside. I can show you around.
Well, everybody else, what is your plan? Just besides, well, Grimcloak waiting for the wine to show up, see how the dragon drinks it.
Also, Grimlow just want to go inside.
Kalis also seems kind of uncomfortable in this environment, as he's gonna wander around the courtyard for a bit. Just checking it out, like the perimeter.
You just make camp in the courtyard.
Almost.
Yeah, well, the household is kept very, like, not the household, the actual barns are kept extremely well. I mean, for you kills, it's too fucking well. Looks a bit unusual.
Like it's too perfect?
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things that you only see like somebody conjure up a flower bed and it looks like very nice and pristine, and you actually never seen one that is actually like this pristine, that is not like just magic. I'm just like, yeah. Well, Mahet, what about you? Is Mahet here?
I am.
Yeah, what would you do? What did you? How would you?
Well, first I have to ask the most obvious question. Is anyone watching?
Roll
The
me
servants.
perception check.
Sure thing. It's just a simple question.
Yeah, it's
20.
You look up at the sky, plenty of clouds, maybe a storm gonna be over the night in a few hours, maybe sooner. You see some servants actually peering through the windows, trying to look discreet, but you can spot them immediately.
I stare at them just a little bit.
But you stare long enough until one of them just meets eye contact with you and just immediately closes the curtain, making sure that, yeah. Besides that, besides the regular suspects, nah, nothing is different.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's peculiar. Shooters.
So okay, so there's a storm coming later.
Potentially, yes. The clouds are thick and heavy.
How hard would it be to get to the top of this house and set up like a lightning rod?
Oh. Ugh.
It's 4 stories long, tall. Well, 3 stories, but basically it would be 4 with a very nice roof. However, you do think you see some rails at the very top, so you have a suspicion that going inside there might be a passage to the actual top. Alternatively, if you want to climb this, comparing to the door that you climbed when you were fighting off creatures of someone's blood, it is extremely easy because there's many like marble depictions, statues, mosaics that would give you your halfling body a lot of grip and room to just crawl upwards.
Got it.
Although
Very
you,
possible, very possible.
yeah, also, but you could also accidentally damage, the building. Just
So I think initially, like I'll goblin scuttle across the house to see if there's any easy way up, and as soon as there's no longer a clear way to like get higher inside of the building, I'll go out one of the windows. And then start from there.
Alrighty, so Kalius, Kalius and Grimcloak, you stay outside because it's a bit awkward. Gonna sit outside, see what's good, see what the dragon is gonna do with the barrel of wine. And of course, the other 3 of you gonna go inside. One wants a tour, another wants to go to the very top, and another is back home. Anyway, well, Ehum, how would you want to describe as the door has opened and you have Blister in my head? What do they see? Because I know what they see, but maybe you want to describe it.
Well, what you would see is basically a very, very grand entrance hall. Exactly what you're imagining. Basically, at the end of it, just very large staircase going to the second floor, and right above it, you would see a portrait. Aside from that, to the left and right, further rooms. Very chic plant decor, marble. What you would expect from a room set to welcome guests to this estate.
And there's, of course, one particular portrait, isn't it? One particular painting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I can send it.
I will post it, don't worry.
Alrighty.
Yeah. This is your house, Nihilum. So because Buster wants a tour, tell me where you want to take him, and I'll tell you what it's there. Because a lot of places are under renovation, as always. Some part is more needing of lifting up, while some are private quarters, something you wouldn't even get any guests in. So pick and choose.
Yes.
Also, for my head,
yeah.
are you just gonna completely abandon the Nihilum and are just gonna go up?
Of course, I have a mission, I have a goal, I have a motive, a drive.
I want to watch this house burn. Take down the monarchy.
I don't smell sulfur yet.
But I can only imagine this is what you both see as my head, just like
Six Semper Tyrannis, mother.
just all on all fours up the fucking stairway. Yeah. Yeah. Roll me investigation check, Mahet. Let's see if you can find your way to the actual.
Let's see if you could figure out this weird big house.
Investigation, you
Plot
say?
twist: the actual tallest point is the gardener's house.
16.
16. Well, you know,
Tallest point is the void dragon.
you know, yeah. So where would you get Blister? Where would you?
I would want to show him the library, because that seems to be what he's interested in.
Oh,
Though I would advise my guest to wash up before dinner.
I see.
Or yes. Wash up before dinner. When is that?
Well, the servants are already preparing it. We can expect it in an hour or two.
Or then I guess I'll wash up first, then go to the library. Where is that?
And she would point him to the one of the many bathrooms first.
Yep.
Thanks.
So, well, you're kind of like waiting for Blister to have his little wash me up and then lead him to the library. Outside, Grimcloak, alias, you see several, one Goliath and 1.5 orc, fucking sturdy motherfuckers, carrying this massive fucking barrel from one of the sides into the main courtyard. Like, this barrel is about 7.5 feet long and maybe like 3 feet wide. It's a big fucking barrel. As they finally suddenly stop, seeing that there's a dragon in the fucking courtyard. You kind of look it around, kind of trying to backpedal a bit. Let me see. Oh yeah, Grimcloak, since you're just like by the dragon, the Goliath looks at you. Hey, who?
Is this your dragon?
Yeah, he kind of like
This is a no parking zone
does like
thing.
a head motion towards the dragon. This thing yours?
I believe the dragon is its own master in a way, but your master Nihilum does currently claim that it's tamed under her in a way. It is curious.
Huh. Neat. And where do I place this barrel? Taps the fucking heavy barrel. And you can see it's basically a very old brown barrel with a bunch of cobwebs still fresh around it. And you can see very in what seems to be white chalk written on what seems to be the lid, 714. Was
Okay.
trunk. Yeah, where does where does he put
Uh.
the barrel?
Points to in front of the dragon. Just simply leave it in front of the dragon, and I suggest you remove the lid and then move back.
Okay, puts the barrel down slowly, and you know it fucking clunks and make sure it's like nicely in place, and they take a few steps back to like kind of stretch their muscles because they're sweating. This is not exactly it's like 150, 60, maybe more pounds of just wine. And they look at each other. One of them has like this special chisel-like tool, and before like they even like considered or saying anything or approach the barrel, the dragon just opens its jaw and just bites down on the barrel. The Goliath looked dumbfounded at the dragon. Huh? As the dragon grabs an entire barrel, clearly the jaw barely holding onto the barrel, as the barrel is uncomfortably too big for the dragon. However, the dragon, all it does is just pushes its teeth into the barrel while raising it up way above its head. And then you hear this creak and sudden crash of wood as, well, you see this clear white liquid start to glug from the barrel, streaking down mainly into the dragon's throat, but also like through its neck and onto the floor. Until eventually, after a good 10 seconds, as everybody's staring in confusion and awe, the barrel is clearly empty, and the dragon just proceeds to bite more into it and breaks and chews and eats the rest of the barrel and its metallic parts.
Wow, it
What-
ate the barrel.
It
That's
ate-
funny. And then I look at the other two. I believe you no longer needed to open it. Consider this a story to tell your offspring.
I like that there's a silence now, because basically it's like yeah, this is like Majestic Dragon brings the barrel, eats
Shotguns the barrel.
yeah, and now everybody's like, huh, fucking staring at it. After a few seconds, the Goliath, an equally confused and amazed half orc, both slowly nod at you and just walk away. The dragon all of a sudden starts swaying its head back and forth and just collapses onto the side. Like, uncomfortably so.
Oh dear.
The
Oh,
dragon
you see-
can't hold her drink.
The dragon is now on its side, its belly fully exposed to you. As you see, it tries to flap its left wing. The right wing is stuck under her weight, and she seems to, like a dog in water, paddle her feet as she tries to lift her head off the ground. She lifts it for like a feet and a half off, and then immediately thud back on the ground.
okay. Well, if the belly's near there, I just look at the dragons and I go. It appears someone needs to guard you while you take notice of the effects of that many alcohol.
You take a few steps, and you don't know if it's the actual like alcohol of the wine, or is it something that's happening in its breath. There is a very heavy and distinct aroma, like a pleasant aroma, but also very heavily alcoholic. It's like, oof, fucking reeks of alcohol.
Yeah, okay. Let me check something real quick. Nope, don't have anything.
Give me the fire liquor, yeah. Aliens, you also see this thing where the dragon eats the barrel and just fucking goes to the side, limp.
Seems to be a trend with this group. Can't hold their liquor.
By the way, is the dragon still flailing a bit?
Yes, it's very much conscious.
Okay.
It's 4 feet long, white tongue that is more like a spike lolls out as it tries to raise its head a bit, and you can hear. Okay, you know that sensation in your headphones where you have like the sound settings and you can go from like 0 to 100.
Yeah.
That's what you hear in your head. The dragon is trying to commune with you, but is
Oh.
failing.
Okay, well, here we go.
At least we know
So-
who the real bard is.
Grimcloak just walks over to the dragon's tummy and then
Oh no! It's like,
gently strokes the belly and says like, calm down, you just need to rest it out.
animal handling check.
Yeah, I figured.
Is Grimcloak secret druid?
Oof.
No.
No.
That would be a no. He is
I'm
not-
gonna get smacked away. Bonk.
Yeah, you wanna like you think like you caress its belly a few times, and then you feel something tugging at your cloak until suddenly her talon reaches back enough that her fangs, her claws, kind of gets pressed against your body, and she just shoves you away.
By the way,
Uh-huh.
Kalis is going to reluctantly go inside to clean up.
Alrighty. So yeah,
Well-
Grimcloak, what are you gonna do with this now drunken white dragon?
Well, somebody
Grab some stuff, and I'm gonna cast a private sanctum around me and the dragon, so that nobody can, just in case. It's gonna take 10 minutes, so but I don't think the dragon is gonna go anywhere, so that's all.
Oh my god. Oh, sure.
Just so that they have some privacy and nobody else can see the dragon in the courtyard being drunk. Because, you know, in case someone says, like, a dragon, they're knocked out, let's kill it. No, let's not have that moment.
Wakes up, a dragon is slain. Ooh. Okay.
It starts singing drunkenly. Imagine.
Anyway.
Drunk singing dragon.
So. Oh yeah! My hats!
Oh no.
Hello.
After some peculiar scouting as you're unopposed. You literally just luck out, or maybe it's your intuition. You make to the third floor, and you do find these spiraling staircases behind a door that is not locked. And then you see this very dark room with not really much space. And eventually you find the lid, and when you open the lid, you see the clouds. You are exactly where you think you want to be, at the very top of on the very top of the building. You look around, it's about 300 by 120 feet of free space. There are 2 benches that are just left there. And besides that, there's these nice marble railings. And of course, looking around, you basically see panorama of, well, all around you. The vineyards and then the hamlets in the far distances. And yeah, looking back at the courtyard, you do see there is now a very inactive dragon on its side.
It's funny.
At least for a moment until the private sanctum goes up and then they're poof.
I was thinking an alcohol, like a dragon drinking alcohol, and then accidentally, like, I hope he doesn't kind of spit fire.
Goodbye.
If they're a fire dragon, but they're not.
We have no idea.
Alright,
I don't
well-
know anything about void dragons.
It's time to run an experiment
Just in case, I'm saying
for science.
this part.
So DM, like, you know, I reach into my bag as I do, and I'm gonna create, well, it's not a complicated thing. A long metal rod, aka a lightning rod.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna like this is a pretty big roof, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of coverage here, so I'm gonna create a few. I'm gonna create a few. I'm gonna create like 5, right? I'm gonna set 1 in the center and 1 to each corner.
Uh-huh.
And then using some of my you know how like there was a lot of like really thin like wiring in the old machines that we
Yeah.
had like dismantled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I picked up a thing or two and I conjure some copper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm basically gonna create a line of wiring from the 4 separate ones down to the center one.
I see.
Very important science. Let's see here. And then I'm going to get my forge out
Uh-huh.
the center and let's see here. I'm gonna start prepping. I'm gonna start prepping a new piece of equipment.
Uh-huh.
Now I've a question here. If you built a lightning, like a little miniature lightning reactor here in Mahet's brain, what would be the snazziest thing to enchant or something along those lines with it? I could either use just a really hot forge fire, or something along the rounds of enchantment. What comes to my character's mind?
Enchant an acorn. That's you roll me an intelligence check.
Oh yeah. What is the
You think to yourself. You gently ponder and think to yourself for a good moment. You clasp your hands together and then you look down at them. In your schizophrenic mind, by some means, you think the answer is you. Although, why you think it, and also that whole like, oh, electrocuting myself via lightning is not exactly gonna enhance me. Quite the opposite, it's gonna fucking kill me.
Only if you're a coward.
So there's two walls. One that says lightning will kill me, and the other one says lightning would be cool as hell.
Your
What?
character technically has
Haven't
already
you
died.
seen
Stop
the
it.
Flash? Haven't you seen the Flash? It
Where are
works
you
for
right?
him.
What is flesh?
All right. So then, DM, can I whip up a blueprint for how to best enchant myself with lightning? Clearly, this is where the insight, my brilliant mind is taking me to.
Another intelligent check.
And this time, now that I have a plan, a mode of action. 24.
History
My
with
brain
advantage.
My brain cooks more.
It's burning. Why did you put a fork in a microwave?
15. My brain, it cooks.
Okay, give me a second. Da-da-da-dum.
I do not believe Nihilum can be held legally liable for people trying to enchant on her.
Look,
Oh,
we need to
certainly not. She's
discover
rich.
the technology of the past, and to do that, we need to be able to take risks.
Actually,
we need to
speaking of Nihilum
experiment.
being rich, why did the town guard take so much offense to tax evasion? You're rich.
It's
That's like half
it's
your
the
job.
law. Nihilum is rich,
Look,
but also
I'm
she
just-
does her taxes.
What?
Please,
Well-
rich people don't do taxes.
Shut
Most
up.
of their-
Anyway, hold on a second. Hold to your boots, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
The music shifted. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You look down at your hands, and for some reason, your fucking hands, the smell of sulfur, the smell of platinum. You look up at the sky and you can see the first raindrops drop. And for some reason, although it's not a theory, it's a practice that you practiced it before. Although in an unfamiliar time, your wrists bound in copper, chained to a source of lightning. That is what you need. You need copper, something that conducts electricity. You need to wrap it around your wrists. For some reason. And then bound yourself to a pole.
Question: do I understand the concept of defibrillator?
No, but for some
Got
reason, you have a muscle memory to wrap your wrists with copper and then lightning.
Yeah. You're right. That'll protect me. I'm certain of it. Yeah. Luckily, I have a bunch of silver, copper, and gold from excursions in a certain contest.
Yeah.
So I do exactly that.
Roll me another history check in religion.
History check. I have an intelligence boost magic on right now, so I'm just gonna roll that with that is history and then religion, you said, right?
Yeah.
Alright, history 21, religion 23.
You need something else as well. You look at it, you feel incomplete. You look at the ground and you realize you need something different. You need, on the place where you're gonna lay, you need a symbol to lay on. You need a silver star to be at your feet as you kneel before the electric pillar.
Okay.
And you know
Alright.
exactly
Silver Star production.
and you know exactly what star it represents. It represents the star of magic, the goddess of magic, Mistra. For some
Can't
reason,
possibly go wrong.
your brain is cooking, even though your own fight or flight instincts start to kick in. This is a terrible idea, you think, but also one side is like, no, we need to do it. We need to.
But what if it worked?
We need to make a silver star, kneel in front of it with her hands bound in copper, a wrist bound in copper, and basically be placed next to, and tie yourself to a metal pole for lightning to strike.
Seems legit.
You just kind of go with it.
Bruh, he doesn't have the personal history to resist the impulses quite yet. It seems legit. I didn't build up a bunch of gold, silver, and copper
Yeah,
not
I
to
know.
use in scientific engineering.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So yes.
You start conduct experiment. Everyone below. Grimcloak, your spell goes through, and you are now in your barrier.
With the dragon.
With the dragon, yes.
With enough room to get roll out a bit. So, like, how big was the dragon again?
Incredibly. About God. Whew. About 8 feet wide, wingspan of 30 feet, and about like 15 feet long.
So about square 80 feet would be suffice it.
Yes. Anyway,
So I just remained there inside with the dragon. Nobody hearing any drunken things. I just remained seated nearby,
you know,
just telling you that
Bluster,
all will be fine.
Bluster, Kalius, you're cleaning up in your own, washing off.
If only I still had the gold.
Yeah, the
In
dust
Kalis's-
and
in
decay of
Kalis's-
the.
In Kalis's instance, it's like years of dust and
Yeah.
clogging the plumbing. I'm sorry, Nihilum.
By the end, the tub is nothing but mud.
What is Nihilum doing while you wait for them to, for them to...
I think her little quest is something she would do after dinner, so she's gonna also grab new clothes from her room, bring her old clothes to be washed, and also go into one of the bathrooms.
Yep, I mean, you have your own personal bedroom, your bathroom. Nothing has everything how you left it is still here. Nothing changed. And as you clean up, you can all suddenly hear a trickle of rain hitting glass. A storm is approaching, slowly but surely picking up. And eventually, Nashia rings a bell and kind of loudly speaks up to say that dinner has been prepared, and invites the guests to join in. Mahet, you hear a random ringing. You don't know if it's somewhere below or is it in your ears or above, as the rain is now picking up. The crackling of lightning can be heard above in the skies, and the wind is howling. It screams. So, Lester, Kalis, Nihilum, Nihil for Lester, Kalius, opulence. For Kalius, it's basically sickening. Everything is well polished, fancy, rich.
Bad memories. Bad memories.
Oh.
You are all seated in one of the dining rooms, for 12 people, but it was prepared for, 5 of you, but only 3 of you show up. Grimcloak is missing, same as Mahet.
I'm pretty sure Grim is. Kalis would explain that he saw the dragon drunk on the front lawn, so Grim is probably with the dragon. As for Mahed,
Yeah, Neelam would have shown you the way to the dining hall. She is just wearing like some dark blue dress, has her hair loosely up. She also would offer you guys, if you wanted your clothing to be washed, you could. And she would kind of look around. Did anyone see Mahed? I was sure he was with us.
last I saw him, he was outside.
All of a sudden, you see a blinding flash of light outside. Lightning in the distance starts to strike the ground far away. Mahed, can you roll me 7100s?
Can't possibly be awful. Sure thing. At the same time or one at a time?
Yeah, at the same time. Get her. Get her!
Bora. I'll take the
You make a very coarse, yet in your own eyes, significant mark of Mistra. You place it on the ground. You wrap your hands around in copper wires, and despite your own intellectual judgment, do you bound yourself to a lightning pole and wait for whatever's coming to you? It's like your one side of your brain is like it's like a gambling mind. You put everything on black. You could double it, or you can lose it all, and you don't know which one is the correct option.
double or nothing. It's very clearly the only correct option in this circumstance.
You bind your wrist in copper lining handful times thick, and you bind basically the remaining of copper around the pole, and now you're just in this awkward sitting, kneeling position on the star. You're soaking wet. The lightning you can see in the distance start to hit the ground somewhere in the vineyards.
Everyone else is having a nice dinner party.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mahed performing
Thunderous
eldritch
rain.
rituals on top of the roof.
Yeah, Grimcloak is like, having like a lazy, chill, like, what do we do now?
The dragon is talking about her first boyfriend.
Her first girlfriend, I'm sorry.
Grimcloak is gonna draw a fucking trauma dump on fucking Grimcloak. I think
So sad.
If you throw out drums, then Grimcock's like, my parents and everyone I know is dead. I saw him get killed and turned to monster before my eyes.
Wow, that's pretty rough, dude.
It's not a competition, man.
Okay, you see the two just, if that happens, you can see the two just talking with like, this is bad, but this is also bad. It's like,
Yeah.
Grim and the
And you
dragon having a girls' night.
and you have of all three of you get very finely presented with a 3-course meal, starting with a nice, delicious local soup, right? Cream delicious and everything. Nihilum, Lester, Alias. What would you do? It just like, is there any questions you would ask of Nihilum? Would you try to like do anything, or just enjoy a nice dinner, kind of silently enjoying the moment, the peace, the quiet?
Actually, Nihilum, Kalis underneath the cloak, which he probably sent to be is sent
What?
to
Yeah.
the rest of his clothing is actually very nice, especially for somebody who's lived in the desert for 20 years.
Ah.
He cleaned up like really well. Although he seems to be the least comfortable in this environment. He still knows how to act and what to do, which seems fairly odd from what Kalis has exhibited previously.
She would see the somewhat disgruntled look on his face and would ask, "Is something wrong with the food? Don't tell me you have an allergy."
No, the food is quite well. Compliments to the chef. It is just... He kind of glances around a bit. This is not one of my preferred scenes.
She kind of tilts her head. If anyone's not to anything's not to your liking, what is it?
Kalis just shakes his head. As in, like, this conversation is over. It's not.
Can I inside check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You can probably beat my deception.
I can probably not.
No, you
I
can't.
would beg to differ.
Terrible liar.
Oh.
Kalis?
This is someone who's been in high political intrigue most of her life versus somebody who hasn't talked to someone proper in like 30 years.
Kalis has gone. Kalis has gone years without talking to somebody more than yes and no. So yeah, he's out of practice, but Nihilum, what it's less about what Kalis is hiding and more what you put together. Kalis knows how to take care of himself in a way that's acceptable for nobility of this caliber. He knows the table etiquette. He knows how to walk. He knows how to talk. And he hates it.
I see.
This lifestyle clearly has some bad memories for him. And he does not want to go into it at the dinner table.
I see. She kind of looks at him, gives a slight squint, and then just nods and focuses on the meal again.
Yeah, no, it's a shame that your folks aren't here. I would have very much have loved to meet them.
Actually, Araxis, have I heard of the Augustus family? Like, do I know anything about them now that I think about it?
History check.
History?
History check.
And I'm sure your parents would have liked to know that you're also acquainted with a world famous archaeologist too. Kind of gets a little chip on his shoulder about
12. You heard about this last name quite a bit of times, but where exactly can't remember. Although knowing that you heard of it in the middle of nowhere means it has some fucking pull, but what it actually means, you have no clue.
Probably the brand of wine my parents drink or something.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, this is your grandma's wine.
Oh please, my grandma was an abolitionist.
Wow. Damn. So, as you're having your own meal, enjoying it, comes the main course. Freshly made 4 steaks. But like it's some refinement. Like everything is nice on the plate and measured. Alias, this is not enough meat. However,
Oh please, I know how to eat a salad.
No one to eat meat.
He just doesn't like it.
the fucking I can only imagine the fucking
Everyone else thinks this is not enough meat for Kalis.
the fucking
He's actually vegetarian.
the fucking Final Fantasy 14 encounter music starts to play while you're eating fucking salad.
I was thinking more the yeah, Dark Souls, Elder Scrolls boss. Oh no!
Oh.
No! Not Denethor.
Oh, no.
They're 2 sides of Kalius.
That's what would happen. Denethor is what would happen if Nihilim's parents were actually here. It would be an awkward interrogation.
A very awkward interrogation. Anyway, you can occasionally, every half a minute or so, hear a distant rolling of thunder as you can see a flashing of lights. You know, a thunderstorm picked up outside. Mahet. One final chance. Your brain is screaming this is a bad idea and you should leave. But also there's something deep inside you that is like, yes, this is the right way. You want to just fucking kneel and look and look up.
Do it on your own roof.
Alright, so like you have the rational part of the brain, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's the irrational part of your brain saying that this is dangerous and risky. And then the cool side of the brain is saying, you know what, I bet I could do it. Bet.
Amazing use of this.
Your rational side of brain at the moment. Your
Yeah.
your other side of the brain.
Now the question, DM, you know what? It's like, all this turmoil, all the 2 sides of the brain arguing, waste of time. Is there any way I can do this even better than I am now?
Intelligent check.
Oh god.
Do it. No, sadly.
No.
Do you want inspiration for that?
No, you can't get inspiration for that. Oh, unless you want to
have
give
to
it
have
the
us with
mark.
you.
You want to give him the mark? Is that what you want to do, Nihil?
If he's
Wait.
dead,
Oh, he's dead. Okay, sure. So, in
we'll
that,
see. We'll see. I'll decide then.
yeah.
Damn it! Not again.
So,
Let Maya die. It'll be
If I
funny.
had to.
Let
Well-
him die. It'll be funny. I agree.
We'll see.
It'll be funny.
It'll just be Mahet coming back again, but his memories are gone again.
oh my god.
It's
Damn
like,
it.
it's like
Returning.
Groundhog Day for Mahet.
No, come,
Yeah.
look at
My
it from
head
my
ru-
perspective. If his character dies, he has to make a new one. I won't be able to talk to him for the next 3 months.
Why?
Because he always takes so much time preparing his characters.
Oh, fair. Damn. Damn. Anyway. Okay, so that's your.
You wanna take that, Terry? He calling you out.
No, she ain't right.
Nihi, I can just send him a character sheet. I have a drawer of them.
Well,
You can just
He
adapt
does
one of
too.
mine.
Wait,
But he just
the music
he's making
changed
new
again.
ones.
yes. So, Mahet, your brain doesn't struggling between life and death. You electrocuting yourself is not a good mood. You, however, feel something deeper inside of it. The star below your knees speak of a purpose. As you fully commit. Everyone below, you're having a nice dinner.
No.
You're having a nice meal. And then eventually the dessert should arrive until you start to hear.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Until you suddenly hear a crackling of lightning echo, and then a sudden shudder hits all of you as suddenly a lightning impacts the actual building. There's some sway in the chandeliers, in the liquids in your glasses. The impact was solid and hard.
Do I sense any immediate danger? Like, is something ominous happening right now?
No, it's just a lightning strike.
No, we killed him.
What about the person?
For all of you, you're just kind of like looking around, thinking where Mahet is. Mahet, suddenly looking up into the sky, a sudden thunder and a sudden puncture of light from the sky, and it all goes pale white. Can you roll me 2 history checks, one with advantage, one with disadvantage, 12d100s, and 2 constitution saving throws?
For you, it was Tuesday. For Mahet, it was also Tuesday.
With
Silly
lightning.
Mahet, today's Sunday.
For you it was Sunday, for him it was already Tuesday.
He fucked up so bad he got shot a couple days forward.
Man, when they said
Back to the
slapped into
future
next
sustain.
Tuesday, I didn't think they were saying
Literally.
DM, I have advantage on history checks. Does that flatten this out?
Yes.
Alright.
And 12d100s?
Alright.
Ooh, there's a
And
And then
And
2
one more, you said 2
constitution,
cons.
2 con saves. Jesus
Alright.
fucking Christ.
it
Oh,
was for science.
a 1,
Yeah, was.
6.
all of
7.
you heard the sudden shudder, the slight shake of the building. Nothing too serious, Nihil, you know this. And then suddenly 6 consecutive cracks above. You suddenly realize that it's like, oh, one lightning strike. Okay, that happens. And then this. Actually, I need to roll something. Oh my fucking god. You can all of a sudden hear glass breaking somewhere in the house, and the sudden storm sounds in some of the rooms. Flood with the sounds of the outside, the rain, the pouring. Mahet. Well, that image of lightning going through is very, very specific, but also true. You suddenly feel your entire body buckle up. You grind your teeth. You hold your hands in front of you, and through the copper wiring as it melts into your skin, it melts through your skin, as in off your skin. And you
that's
see
spicy.
these bright platinum runes singed into your skin and start to spin and twist. You remember these. These are your
Oh no.
These are your tally marks. These are your pride and joy. And then, when you grit your teeth in anger, in pain, in lust of satisfaction, 6 consecutive lightning strikes hit you. As they hit you, the copper burns away from the tower. The tower itself explodes. And even though the lightning hits you, you do not feel any pain. You feel power. As now the copper wire becomes a mass of metal that you can just shake it in your hands and twist it. Blades, weapons, and then suddenly you remember you're an ancient fucking being. About 2 centuries old. Way beyond the halfling's limit. You belong in an old and ancient house of the Platinum Seas.
You belong in an old people's home. Congratulations.
Is the music gone?
He
Please.
broke
Yes.
out from hospice.
Okay, there you go.
That's Matt's backstory.
No. You remember everything. You remember being a shade of the Empire, recruited by the Platinum Seas. Your house thriving until your house tried to do the unthinkable. For it, everyone but you and one other, a sibling, a similar tool that you are now, was spared. Some proclaim divine intervention for your execution to be not passed through. Some believe corruption from the higher ups of the Platinum Seas to let you go with this. You remember your name, your title. You remember the demons you slain and stole their power. You remember the artifacts you stole and reclaimed for Mistra, for the Platinum Seas. You are Bezemoth, the Thunder Reaver. People feared your name once, but none of them would remember because they feared it but for an instant before they met an end by your hands. My good sir, my good fella, the lightning, the thunder ends, your body is crackling, but not out of pain, not out of the blisters of fire on your flesh, but of your rekindled connection to Arcana, to Mistra. You cackle because your power is restored. I will tell you all the stat sheets, but how do I say this? You're a menace. Kalia, step aside, fella. The Thunder Reaver has arrived. As the lightning passes and the final lightning strike just kind of fades and you shake it off, the broken lightning rod kind of falls over from the heated metal bending it. Your copper wiring kind of melts like liquid magma off your skin, like it's just some heavy water. Your platinum runes are now fully revealed. Your arcane potential realized once more. You feel whole because you remember everything. And the reason why you smelled sulfur, why you remember this place in a bit of disdain, is because you were one of the people who killed Nihilim's grandfather.
Sorry.
You had it coming.
And for that, and that was your last job as the Shade of the Empire, under the guidance of the actual Emperor. And you went under a different name, under a new title in the Platinum Seas. So, your full mental capabilities restored, your strength returned, your runes activated, granting you mental and bodily, well, physical boons have fully reconnected with you. You're fully charged and ready. Yeah. Does anybody want to call it here? Cause my head needs a lot. He needs to learn a lot now. Like a lot.
Been having a lot of short sessions lately.
Listen, we're gonna have some long ones soon. But listen,
I won't be here 2 weeks. Like not next week I'll be here, but the
Hey,
week after
DM,
that I
I'm
won't.
cool not playing through the rest of the session.
Okay.
I know what I'd be doing.
Okay.
So you could, if they want to
Okay,
continue on,
sure.
let them go for
But
it.
Sure.
we're gonna want to investigate what the hell happened.
Well, I mean, by all,
It'll all be gone by the time you get up here.
yeah, he's probably gonna, he's gonna leave.
There, like all of this, but just gone, vanished. Half of it was conjured. The other half is still just mine.
Yeah.
So I just take it. It's gone.
So you're gonna leave the
But
party
there's still
anyways.
going to be evidence.
Listen, all I'm
But
just,
there'll be evidence of lightning strikes. Shrugs.
all I'm
Just not
just
my stuff.
saying, it's nothing I mean, the whole lightning. Okay, coming back to the rest of you.
Weekly.
Grimcloak, you're kind of in the magical demi-plane. You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice shit from that.
Yeah,
because
you're
of
just
how
like,
Rev Cycle
yeah, you're
works.
just chilling.
With
For
the
everybody
dragon
else,
holding its claw.
yeah, for everybody else, lightning strike, pause. Several other lightning strikes. The whole building kind of like shakes slightly. It's over. You can hear, well, wind and rain and occasional thunder echo through the broken windows in some parts of the house. The place where you're having dinner is not damaged by any way. Everything is fine. Although you can immediately hear some voices ring out that some windows have been broken and orders are basically been told quickly to repair the window and basically protect any valuable things that should not be damaged by the storm. Oh yeah. How the three of you would like to do? Because technically you still have dessert.
Better not skip
Kayla
this, right?
Kayla struggled to stay seated for main course. Like, he's
Oh, Caleb's
not
like,
having-
finally something to do! Stands up.
everyone else has got it.
Like, she was like, Cadus, if you're uncomfortable, you may leave the table early. It's fine, I promise.
There's a moment of composure. I think I will. The meal was quite nice, thank you. And
Gives him a nod.
he dips out. He goes to wherever he goes to the room that he's been given. I'm assuming we've been assigned a room.
Yeah.
And he climbs out the window.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's about a 50-foot drop into a bunch of bushes.
He's not gonna draw like
Yeah, aim for the bushes.
presumably enough footholds and
Yes,
handholds
yes.
that he can climb down. So he's gonna stealthily do that, kind of like
Where are you gonna go?
just not inside.
Well, outside it's fucking raining, it's pouring,
There's
and
yeah.
It
There's
missed.
you said there's a vineyard, isn't there?
yeah, outside there's like vineyards.
He would start walking down to the opposite end of those,
Okay,
just
you're gonna.
far away from this as you can.
Well, you do find in the back an actual door that is locked, but the key is still present in the key from the inside. So you just open to look what's behind the wall. It basically starts with vineyards, and you just fucking leave the house completely. Yeah, so yeah, you you're like, fuck this house, fucking lightning strikes, goes through the rain into the fields.
And past the mist bubble that is my sanctum.
No, he's not going out the front.
Yeah, he's going out the back. He's being
Okay, then you don't see anything.
Oh,
Enjoy the fields.
Neelam, does this usually happen around here? That many
Oops.
consistently?
Storms, certainly. I don't think I've ever, heard anything like this.
I see.
Something, you know. We had lightning strikes like this before, but not as close together. But I'm sure it was nothing.
Yeah.
Mm,
For
she
my
seems
sake,
very.
I-
Oh, sorry. She seems very visibly distracted.
for my sake, I'm going to go check it out, just in case. Do you have roof access?
Yes, just on the second floor. If you still want the key to the library, you can ask one of the servants for it. She'll point you the way. You
Alright.
can see her kind of glance around the room. Like her eyes settling on one of the empty chairs.
Was it the one
I'm
that
gonna go to
Kalius
bed.
was on?
What?
Was it the one Kalius was on?
No.
Alright then. I guess I'll take my leave too. And he's just gonna get off the chair. You can barely see his head above his forehead above the table as he waddles off to go to the roof.
well. after some time, you do make it to the. It's fucking raining. It's pouring, and well, there are fucking lightning marks on the roof, and well,
And you remember that trick my brother showed me that got me interested on my journey to learn about archaeology and stuff like that, right?
uh-huh.
May I attempt to see
What
to tap
happened?
into that and see what might happen or what happened,
You
or at least
can
attempt
you
it?
can roll me a D100. Nihilim is like that one kid who invites all the friends and they all leave like in the first hour.
Yeah.
92.
All of a sudden, you see a translucent, pale visage of a massive, what seems to be a lightning rod. You see, where the singed ground is, uh, it has a marking, a sigil of Mistra. You cannot, despite it being crude, it definitely was there. And one additional thing that is like the most immediate and most present is that bound with wires to the lightning rod, and on the pole kneeling you see Mahet, or I guess something that visibly resembles Mahet, looking at the pillar and the sky, just with the fucking smile.
At this point, I'm just like,
Oh,
yeah, just the, oh shit, he did something. He's, uh, do I, this is just minimal details or any sort of details I can see?
minimal.
Minimal details. He's going to, gonna, he's gonna go back into the he's gonna go into the library, ask for keys for it and all that stuff, and then when he's in there, he's going to sketch it out and then try and see if he can't remember, if he can't tell anything about what he saw. Not tell, recall.
Well, not really, except for the fact that huh.
So if he can't think of anything at that point, he's just going to call a day and just peruse the library, see if anything catches his eye. Not looking for nothing in particular.
Well, a lot. Everything that you see, you have read or seen before. Although these do seem to be less of like ancient lore or wisdom or books. They're like more special editions of books you have read before, seen before. You see nothing special.
Yeah, I figured as much, but library. Oh, I guess he'll after a while, bit of sketching and stuff like that, he'll retire. Still thinking about what the hell Mahet got himself into.
I see.
And he'll have to contact the Platinum Seas later.
Oy.
Araxis.
Yes.
If the dragon starts to calm down a little, I guess Grimcloak will try to see their status and maybe do something nice
They're
and silly.
asleep. They're sleeping.
Okay.
For the
Okay, they're
first
sleeping now.
time.
Never mind.
Yeah, for the first time you actually see the dragon actually that was fully conscious and attention at all times passed out.
Okay, well, I didn't type what I was going to do, but that works. So, yeah, and then he just sits there and next to the claw and just keeps an eye out until night falls. Mostly, unless someone wakes him up or something. Bot stopped.
I think the bot is like the
Or the track stopped.
shouldn't stop this. Like it's an hour long and it's not been an hour. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alias, how far would you go? Where would you go? To? Or just like
Are there like past the vineyards? Are there like woods or?
no, it's
buildings?
literally plains as far as I can see, and well, in this surrounding region, just vineyards. When it comes to shelter, you do find sheds. You assume they're like been placed to keep tools, and you wouldn't need to go for miles to actually uh, just toil tools around. Uh, so yeah.
Kalis just has his walking stick and he's walking. Like, if there's like a point where the vineyards are give way to like just open plains, like he's going to find that point. This is his basically his way of venting emotion outside of fighting.
The so I mean,
Well, I guess the night will pass for the time being.
yeah, it will.
Is,
As everybody,
okay.
as Buster just kind of looks through the library, Kalius goes off on a random direction. My head goes AWOL. Yeah. Unless anybody else wanna do some.
Well,
I'm not leaving the dragon's side, I'm afraid. So
Ah.
no.
well, Nihilum would, after everybody's gone, walk over to a cabinet, open it, and get some sort of liquor. As she kind of wanders around her own house, at first just looking at portraits, looking outside at the rain, going through her library once, reading a few sentences in a book.
I would have been in
Closing
that
it.
library.
I mean, are you still in there?
Well, I would imagine at some point he would done a long night before retiring.
I see. But then, well, then technically I suppose you would see her. She doesn't really pay attention to you.
Okay.
You would just see her pick up a specific book, read a few sentences, close it and drop it on the ground, and walk away. As she would then wander into her own room and lock the door behind her.
Up. Sleeping in the rain it is.
Oh boy. It's a lot of stuff to think about.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess we go to the next day.
Next day, maybe. Yes, no, maybe so, unless there's something else to be done.
Unless Kalis ends up finding something incredibly weird on his walk.
No, he just fucking wanders away through the rain.
There's a lot of grappes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of grapes.
The
The
fucking
ducks will be pleased.
he just like wander through the grape
Waddle, waddle.
field. No, he walks through the grapevines. At like past midnight, and he sees one of them is just like the fucking pixelated Final Fantasy 14 one. Looks at it, blinks. It's a normal grape.
It just hadn't rendered in fully.
Yeah. So, time passes. All of you. For how long? Wait, actually, that's a good question. For how long? God. For how long would you, Kalius, sleep? Not sleep, walk. Yeah. For how long?
He'd probably, like, once it got to midnight, and, like, he still hadn't found an end to the
Huh?
grapes, he'd probably sit by a shed and fall asleep. Just in the rain.
Let's see. Well,
Well, I guess that's. That.
here's the thing. You want to call it here? Because I don't know what
We
But-
don't really have much else to do.
Yes.
Uh,
Not to
Except
mention,
for discussing the fact the next morning about my revelation that I
not
had about.
not to mention if there's what your new party member will do. What will he do?
and
Will
Because
he
here's the
still
thing.
be a party member? That's a good question.
Listen,
I am an
while
innocent
you're
war criminal.
while you're
How dare you.
sleeping,
he's scheming.
well, give me a second. I want to see if I can find it. Yeah, while you're sleeping, this is what my head basically doing.
Oh, good God.
All right. Who needs the boogeyman killed?
Anyway,
Bubba,
with that,
very odd name. For incest,
we're
but
gonna
I'm
call it. My head, you're now extremely fucking powerful.
Now, GM,
Uh-huh.
I actually have some free time. Believe it or not, Sophie has her own thing to do, and I have an hour or two of just absolutely free time.
I will.
Would you like to go over some stuff?
Yes, I can, but we gotta call it here because my head.
All right.
Hard to explain this, but you're very fucking powerful. Anyway,
Goblin dice.
Oh, boy.
yeah. No, you don't get any dice. You get your old character sheet back.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Wait a minute.
You're
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I'll just need to finish it up. Let's just say your boy is Alias. You're not the tank anymore.
No,
Hey, it's fine.
that won't stick around for long.
You're gonna be an off tank.
Until he evolves again.
I need off tank.
And I'll be the floor tank.
Okay, this is a tank at heart.
Anything you wanna say before
I
shutting this?
am a fish tank. How dare you?
Anything you wanna say before I'm shutting this recording down with no survivors?
You've been thunderstruck.
Oh.
Okay.
For science.